Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel, the main event here. Today we're going to be going over how to use Archaludon. If you've ever been to my channel and have seen one of these, you know I start off with something very simple and standard, and then I move on to something a little bit like less standard, but a little bit more complex. Then I go into some like gimmicky stuff, maybe some support stuff, just so I can have something for everybody. Question of the day, which new and returning Pokemon are you most excited about? For me, it's Archaludon is a new one, Hydrapple is a new one, and Incineroar is a returning one. So we're going to start off with the simple set, which will be the power-up set. And the power-up is for the Electro Shock move, which is the new signature move for Archaludon. It takes 2 turns to proc, but with power-up, it'll proc 1 time. You get a +1 boost. Caveat, if you're running this in rain, it will just, you can spam it if it's in rain, right? You can just proc it every single time. But the power-up is because we're going to assume that we're not running it in rain. And then you can even use this in singles, right? Where you get the +1 boost. The poison type is for your defenses because it looks really bulky on paper here, but like stuff like Adamant Close Combat from Urshifu will KO you. Choice specs like Terra Fairy Moonblast will rip through you. Blood Moon Ursaluna, well, that'll kill you even with poison. So those are the 2 primary ones I count for, and they just destroy this Pokemon. But poison makes you resist fighting and also fairy, so you can resist those hits and still get your attacks off, right? Especially with you could even be faster potentially than Urshifu depending on how much bulk and speed it runs. You could switch this to Timid if you want to have a better chance at that. But I think having the damage output is more important, and you can just run this with like some speed control or something, right? But this is something the most standard that you'll see. Stalwart, so you don't get redirected. It's probably its overall best ability. I will use the other abilities, and you'll get a chance to see that in the other sets. But this is the most standard set I think you can run. Like I said, you could switch this to Timid. It might be hard to justify that because they didn't really give it a big special attack increase on its evolution. It went from like 120 to like 125, which is like, come on now. They gave it more points in the attack stat, which I thought was not the greatest thing. So next up, we're going to go with a bulky or assault vest set, right? Now, your damage will suffer a little bit, but you'll have more staying power to get more hits off. With this EV spread here in the assault vest, you actually can survive a Life Orb Earth Power from Blood Moon or Shaluna. 252 modest, right? It's the only way to do it. Assault vest by itself is not enough. It just destroys you anyway. With this investment, you live it 100% of the time. You could lower it and live it like to like 172 if you want more stats, and live it like either 12 or 37%. But if you want to guarantee it, it's 204. Now for this one, I think Terra Fairy is probably the best because you still want to resist fighting because the close combats will still kill you, and the drain punches will still do a ton of damage. So, but because you have this, I think to survive like the Terra Fairy Moonblast and the Earth Powers, I think Fairy for your physical defense against fighting is going to be really good. You have to use 4 attacks when using Assault Vest. So Draco Meteor and Flashkin, I think you kind of have to run all the time, which is like your staple moves. Thunderbolt over Electroshock in this sense because you now don't have the power up. Again, you can change this if you're running it in rain, so that's an option for you. Aura Sphere, they hit like opposing steel types because you already hit rock types with Flash Cannon, but you hit dark types and steel types with Aura Sphere. Additionally, there are moves like that's Drake. Dark Pulse that it gets. And if you want, I can actually just show you its like special move pool. So it has like Dragon Pulse if you don't want to spam Dracos. It has, I'll get to that stuff later. He has Snarl. It has Steel Beam alternatively as well. Like if you wanted to run another big move, the problem is like you're destroying half your health to do this. So use a move like that sparingly, but it's an option, right? On a self-best set. The next set is the exact same, except the spread is different, right? So let's say you don't want to run that much special defense because you don't want to have such a low special attack, or you want to run more like physical bulk. With this version of the same set, with 28 special defense, you don't live the Earth Power anymore, but you do live Choice Specs Modest Terra Fairy Moonblast from Fluttermane. And with the 124, you also survive Adamant Urshifu Close Combat with this 124 defense. If you want to run it like that, and then you can still run the Fairy Terra because you have so much bulk. Having a neutral defensive typing like Fairy, which is not weak to anything except what poison and steel, right? And most people are not going to click steel moves into you or poison moves into you because you're already a steel type. So that's very, very risky to do. Because you're, like I said, you're already steel type. So you can't really freely pick hit steel type moves into this or poison type moves. So Fairy being the antithesis of that is a really good option. And you get more special attack out of this set. So if you can do a lot more damage. Just be careful of like very certain super effective special type moves into you. Essentially, like I said, ground. Yeah. Next up is going to be something that I don't actually want to take like credit for. This is something we ran into on Showdown. My friend was playing and we were like all in call, and he ran into something like this. This was running in rain. I think you have to run it in rain. It was a stamina set with body press. So with this, I think I didn't see the whole set, but I think the best thing to do with something like this, right, is you do want to have like this calm nature. You want to beef up your special defense stat, right? I think you want to be able to survive all those big hits. With this, you will do it guaranteed. With this, like the other set, you will live the close combats and stuff like that. I also think that Fairy is a good one. Granted, I'll give you an alternative one as well. So I change this Terra type. Yeah, I think Fairy is good because you're so bulky now, and getting, like I said, making sure nothing hits you for super effective is gonna be really, really good. But these will survive the super effective hits if you can't Terra at the time. But with stamina, you will always get the defense stage by run if you're damaged by a move. And then it makes your body presses way stronger. So instead of like Aura Spray, you're getting these boosted up body presses. I do recommend running this in rain because you want to get the electro shots to be able to spam as well while you wait for your stamina boost. And you don't have a special attack, right? Because you want to be bulky. But with this electro shot boost, you're getting +1, +1, +1, +1. And then with the stamina boost, you're getting +1, essentially +1, +1, +1, +1. So your electro shot, so all your special moves will do more and your body presses will do more, depending on which boost you're able to get quicker. Alternatively, you could switch this move off for something else if you want, but I think it's fine if you run it in rain. And you can go with Fairy, and you can even go like fighting. Now, the fighting would make you weak to Fairy type moves, which is a bit rough, but it's an option. I think I would probably stick to Fairy because it's just so safe, especially with all the dragons coming into the format as well. I think Fairy is very, very safe because not a lot of things hit Fairy, like we mentioned in the last set. Now we're going to go into some things that I would consider a bit more gimmicky, but we're going to have some fun with it. So this is like a sturdy, a Wildberry set with Mirror Coat. With this, you want to be as fast as possible, right? Well, yeah, I think you want to be fast because all the primary special attackers are going to be faster than you anyway. They're going to be like Chiyu, they're going to be like PokeMaineEvent. Intricate would be Blood Moon Archaludon. What are the other special attackers that are any good? Oh, there's like Walking Wake is going to be faster than you. What's good? The what you call it? The Raging Bolt is probably going to be slower. Iron Crown was advertised. I didn't want to give a spoiler. Iron Crown is going to be faster than you. Yeah, so those Pokemon will be faster than you anyway. So I think being like faster than like their teammates potentially could be nice. So Mirror Coat. If you're hit by a special attack, you return double damage, and Sturdy is like a focus sash ability, right? You survive one hit KOs. So you don't really want any bulk on this because you want to take that big hit and just go down. And this only works on the special moves, but people will be incentivized to click special moves in this because everyone will know what special defense is really bad. So, for example, if you get hit by a did I count that? Yeah, if you get hit by a PokeMaineEvent Specs Moonblast, you get hit for 100+% damage. You get broke down to the Sturdy. And Mirror Coat right here does back 250 to 300%. It's so funny. I like that move is so dumb. But it's hard to do and it's hard to get off. When you do, it's satisfying. The Wildberry is because you're gonna get dropped down to your Sturdy, so you restore 1/3 max HP. I think Dragon as a Terra type is fine for this because you're not really relying on your defense anymore. I think offensive big Draco Meteors are fine, especially because you're fast. So it gives you like options to just drop huge damage off. Alternatively, if you want to, you can go back to Stalwart, right? And do this with a Focus Sash instead. So you're still getting the Sturdy ability and you're also getting the ability to not be redirected, right? Which is actually might even be better, especially because you have your big Dracos. That way you avoid like Follow Me Terra Fairy Pokemon with your big Dragon boosted Draco Meteors, Focus Sash, Stalwart, Mirror Coat. You can even do this Focus Sash set with like Thunderbolt and remove this and just be very standard as well, right? That can also be a very, very standard set. So this thing is very, very versatile with its abilities and items it can use. Maybe not in the move pool as much because it doesn't have a super deep move pool. But I think you could run something like this if you want to just like catch people in closed team sheets or like a global challenge where people can't see your sets. And lastly, another Focus Sash set. It's funny. This one I chose to go Focus Sash plus Stalwart for very specific reasons, because it's like a more supportive set. You still want to kind of just be fast and strong if you're using the Focus Sash. You don't really want to waste the resources and other stuff really. But you have Thunder Wave for speed control. So like if you do take a big hit, you're going to be able to get your Thunder Wave off regardless. And then you and your partner will outspeed most things once they're paralyzed, right? And then if you have a partner that's a special attacker, you can run Metal Sound, and it also helps yourself, right? You can Metal Sound a Pokemon, lower its special defense. You and the partner are doing way more damage to it. Alternatively, if you want to protect the Sash, you can just switch that to Protect and just use the Thunder Wave. But this is something that I think is a bit more gimmicky. When you put the Protect on there in the Focus Sash, it becomes more standard. The Metal Sound makes it a bit more gimmicky, because I don't know if you'd want your support coming from a Pokemon at this speed when you could run things that are much faster and do this. But again, I just wanted to give something for everybody to have an option to have fun with if you want to not stick with the standard set. Because I know a lot of people don't always want to play the standard set. A lot of people do, like myself, because it's not too difficult in a sense of like you're not overthinking your moves. But I also like doing some of the complex stuff. And then like for videos, if you've seen my videos, you know, sometimes I like to do weird things like this as well. Anyway, in the comments below, let me know, please, what is your favorite set here to use? Which kind of set would you create for Archaludon? What kind of set would you use for it? Please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, if you guys want to see me do another how to use for other Pokemon, please let me know in the comments below what you would like for me to use. Please tag it as a spoiler if it's like a Pokemon that people may not know about yet. I'm trying to do my best to avoid spoilers, at least for the first week. So let me know. And otherwise, question of the day, which new and returning Pokemon are you most excited about? Answer that for me. Leave a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.